This champion doesn't hold a power. He is the power. A world-ending, sword-shaped midlife crisis. And today, I'm going to explain him completely. Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about, in my opinion, the most tragic character in all of League of Legends, Aatrox. And I'm telling you right now, by the end of this video, you will never look at this angry swordman the same again. So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get into the lore. Oh, and if you're new here, subscribe. Aatrox would want you to. Actually, no, he wants you to stop existing, but subscribe anyway. So let's rewind way back. Long before the Edgelord era, Aatrox was one of Shurima's Ascended. And if you don't know what that means, God warriors, forged by the sun disk to protect the mortal world. Golden armor, divine power, wings that could blot out the sun. The full package. And here's the part that nobody talks about. Aatrox wasn't just one of them. He was the best of them. A literal warrior poet who inspired armies and believed mortals were worth dying for. Remember that, guys. Write it down, because it makes everything that comes next hurt so much more. Then, the void showed up. Reality itself tore open beneath Octavia, and things with too many teeth and zero respect for physics came pouring out. The Ascended host marched to war. Actual gods versus the literal end of everything. And they won. Technically. But here's the thing about fighting the void. You can win the war and still lose everything that made you you. The war absolutely hollowed them out. We're talking centuries of endless slaughter. Watching your brothers dissolve into nothing. Fighting an enemy that doesn't really die. It just reschedules. And when Shurima itself collapsed, the surviving Ascended had no empire, no purpose, and let's be honest, severe untreated god trauma. So they turned on each other. Then on the mortals they swore to protect. And the world gave them a new name, the Darken. Not gods anymore, not heroes, a plague with wings. Now, humanity had a problem. You can't exactly kill something that used to arm wrestle with the apocalypse. So the mages of Runeterra got creative, and I love this part. Together with the aspects of Targon, they ripped the darkened souls out of their bodies and sealed each one inside their own weapon. Poetic? Absolutely. Effective? 100%. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the greatest hero of a golden age spent the next several centuries. As a decorative sword. Hanging on walls, gathering dust. Occasionally polished by some poor guy who had no idea he was buffing a furious demigod's face. Imagine. And guys, actually think about what that does to a god's ego for a second. No body, no voice, no death, just endless screaming consciousness inside a piece of metal while the entire world forgets your name, your war, and your sacrifice. And here's the scary part. Aatrox didn't go crazy in there. Honestly, madness would have been mercy. No, he went clear. He had centuries to think, and he arrived at one perfect, horrifying conclusion. We'll get there. Because the seal had one fatal flaw. Anyone dumb enough or unlucky enough to pick up that sword and swing it Aatrox can reach them. One drop of blood, one moment of contact, and he pours himself into them like poison into a glass. He hollows out the body, reshapes the flesh, and rebuilds his old form out of borrowed meat. And guys, it's not resurrection. He is very clear about this in the lore. It's a mockery. A flesh puppet stapled around a screaming blade. And the worst part, every time that body dies, he gets sucked right back into the sword. So killing Aatrox doesn't stop Aatrox. It just resets him. Angrier. So what does he actually want now? And this is where it gets dark, so buckle up. He wants the end. Not conquest. Been there, done that. Not revenge. Way too small. Aatrox has decided that existence itself is the disease. His logic? If a world can take its brightest defender and turn him into this, the world doesn't deserve to keep running. Total oblivion. Every kingdom, every mortal, every god. And here's the kicker, guys, including himself. Especially himself. When you literally cannot die, the only mercy left is making sure nothing survives to remember you. So no, Aatrox is not a demon. Not exactly. He's a hero who lost everything. His world, his purpose, his body, even his own death. A savior stuck in an endless loop of resurrection and defeat, who looked at his own eternal suffering and basically decided, you know what, the whole world should share my mood. And that is the real tragedy. The scariest monster in Runeterra didn't crawl out the void. It's what was left of the man who stopped it. Aatrox, guys. Undefeated against the void. Undefeated against death itself. And still 0 therapists in all of Runeterra. Some champions have lore. This man has a diagnosis. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, comment which champion's lore I should cover next, and subscribe so you don't miss it. I'm thinking maybe Jhin or Yone? Let me know. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.